Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. Going to do one cast today. It is Friday the 21st, I think. Yesterday was the 20th. No, today is 20th, sorry. Jackson's with me. We are boated here just above the resort. They're running a little less than 2 units. They've slowed it down just a tad today. Great day, overcast, no wind, about 43, 44 degrees. Fishing's been real good today. Dwayne had an awesome trip this morning, caught a lot of fish, had one over 20 on his crankbaits. And then Blake just went up. He's been painting those baits, those stick baits that Dwayne's been painting. He took lessons from Dwayne, and he said first fish he caught on one of his first baits he painted had a 23.5-inch rainbow. Real pretty fish. I'm going to drift night crawlers. I've got one of our Lilleys rods. It's a 6-foot medium light action, 4-pound line, President's 60. This is an older President reel. I can't find the number. 60, 69.25, 67.25. It's not the smallest. It's the one up from. 4-pound line. Got a number 8 short shank hook and no weight. That's because I don't pick my weight until I get up here and kind of get a feel for what the current's like. And I'm going to put on a number 4 removable split shot, about 2 feet up from the hook. Now, a lot of people use drift rigs, and I don't because I'm lazy. And I think, for me anyhow, as little as I do this, a split shot is fine. Maybe I just don't take it serious enough. A drift rig, usually you use a bell weight with that, and it's rigged a little different. And they're pre-rigged, so you can, if you break off, you can snap one on real quick. We're using just the regular night crawlers, and what I do is I just hook it one time about where the ring is and the worm, let it off, hang off both ends. I throw the tag away, the tag end away. You could use it, and I probably should. And then I'm out in the middle of the lake. Toss it out upstream. That should go to the bottom, and we may or may not catch fish. If you watched any of my videos fishing a worm, drifting it like this, I don't have a real good track record. I feed them a lot of worms. Now I can feel it bump from the bottom just barely, and that's what I want. If I get a bite, which will feel a little bit different than what I'm feeling right now, to be more of a harder bite pull, then I'll let him have a little rod tip and I'll set the hook. Don't know. I think that was something on the bottom that just kind of slid over. If it was a fish, I think he would have stayed with it until he got it. But this is pretty much ideal conditions. You don't have to fight the wind at all. Just a nice, easy drift. I usually keep the rod fairly high, so that if I do get a bite, I can drop my rod tip and let him have it just a little bit. The idea is to hopefully get that worm in his mouth a little further. They are surfacing around me a little bit. I did bring my jigs. you'd think, you know, this kind of day is just a perfect day to be fishing. You can drift worms just, well, every place below Fall Creek. Can't use them above Fall Creek. Most of the bottom of this lake is gravel, so you can really feel it bumping, whereas if it was silt it'd be just kind of a smooth roll. But there are a lot of snags on the bottom, so you lose a lot of hooks. Four-pound lines, perfect for this. 6-pound probably would be okay. 2 pounds a little overkill, except late summer, fall, when the water gets really super clear, and then we want to go to 2 pound, or at least tie a little 2 pound on the end of your 4 pound. Now I don't feel like I've lost my worm at all, but I'm going to check it. Yeah, it's still good. This time of year you don't have to worry about gathering moss junk on the line that way at the hook, because it's pretty clean bottom. I guess I didn't get a fish on the first cast. Oh, there's a bite. See, he's biting. And I missed him. Continuing my streak. Oh, my weight slid down. I didn't do a very good job of crimping it down. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off a little shorter, and I'm gonna keep that tag end. You know, if anybody out there has a better way to fish in these night crawlers, I'm open to suggestions. I know I could run the worm up the hook a little bit, let it hang off, run it up on the line. I might try that here in a minute. There's a good bump. Pretty quiet on the lake for Friday, and we're not busy. There's something very relaxing about, oh, It's very relaxing about feeding fish, night crawlers. Pull that thing right off the hook. Jackson. If you use too small a hook, I think you're not going to get a bite. Maybe. He ran with that one. He knew what he was after. Oh, that's the bottom. I got lucky it pulled out. I'm gonna check it just to make sure I didn't get a bite, or it wasn't bumping after I thought I might have picked up some stuff. I did not. There's a lot of worm hanging off that hook. I think that's what they're doing, just grabbing the worm, and I'm pulling it, it's coming right off. Of course, when it gets in the water, it really stretches out. Sits even longer. So I'm going to shorten it up. The other thing you got to be careful of is when you throw it out, you kind of want to use your whole arm instead of your wrist, because if you kind of throw it with your wrist and pop it, worm will come right off. I've never done that though. I'm not feeling the bottom now. I'm going to give it just a little bit of line. There we go. You don't want to give it too much line, because if you give it a lot of line, it won't go to the bottom. It'll start riding off the bottom. The other thing you can do is you can touch the trolling motor just a little bit and bump yourself against the current, slow the boat down a little bit, and it'll go to the bottom. I am not hitting the bottom. Everything's good. side just a little bit. Getting a little bit of breeze on my neck. I hate getting haircuts in the summer. I mean the winter time. That's the bottom. That is the bottom. Your head's always cold after you get a haircut. Oh, I just lost the worm. I don't know if I've ever caught a fish on any of my videos using a worm. This is the last try. Worm, you better do good. I have a reputation to keep up. It's amazing how many brown trout are caught drifting night crawlers. I think you got good chance catching a big brown drifting worms. I got it on the bottom this time. Okay, I'm past Lazy Valley, just about down to Albrights. I think I'll quit when I get down to just a little bit further. You shouldn't have to work it at all, but I'm getting desperate. It's hard to think that a trout would let that worm drift by him without eating it. I mean, it's a real worm. All right, I'm at Albrights. Come on. Come on. You guys are gonna make me liars. I'm almost down to Van Zant's house, 26. Come on. Well, I look forward to your comments, because obviously I need to be schooled, because I'm a terrible yeah, I got the bottom now. That's a fitting end right there. Oh, I just lost my worm again. Thanks for watching. No fish. See you tomorrow.